Hi there, signs of Cancer. This is Kim here to do a reading, and this reading is going to be your bonus reading for November. I did do one. I did do it yesterday, but I just don't, I'm not feeling like it's meant for you all. I don't know why. I just don't feeling like maybe things have changed or something's changed with the energy. And it might just be because I'm getting over a cold. Might be because of that too. So before we start your reading, I'm going to start with an oracle. So this is from the double majors deck, or it's actually double major deck. You can get it off of Amazon. So I'm going to start with like one of these just to get an overall energy for your reading, Cancer. Let's see what we get. We have two of each major arcana, and two of each court card, and this is actually the fairly normal version. This is good. So you have the Page of Cups. You have a hopeful situation. You have maybe a new situation on the horizon. So this whole reading then, well, okay, the reading is a message anyway, but pages are messages. They can represent children too. This is the beginning. This is something new, and it's a beginning. I just know that much so far. So let's get into this and see what else we get. Let's pull a Celtic cross for you. Make sure you see that one. That's a pretty good card to get as far as like the main, I guess, overall view of the rest of November. Your bonus is that it's something new. Something new, something exciting. This is good. And all about emotions, because the cups are emotions, so it's something wonderfully emotional. Okay, bottom of the deck is the Seven of Cups in the reverse. That's the underlying issue. So, having no problem seeing something clearly. You can see something clearly now. There is a victory. See, I knew in a way, yeah, there was something that had to change for today's reading. So, goodness. Okay. Wow. Wow. That's some serious stuff. So we have you seeing your options clearly as underlying, or do you? If that is the underlying issue, is somebody not seeing their options clearly, or are they not being presented clearly? Either. I'm going to read this reading a little bit differently because I'm getting it intuitively. So the Six of Swords has to do with you getting away from, well, maybe getting away from a time where in the mind it was more stormy. So maybe this was considered just like thinking in a stormy kind of area, or everybody together just being kind of not good. So you have to go and you have to get out of this space to get into a better space. So it's like you managed to get away from one type of thinking that was holding you back. I don't know if this is physical. It might be physically that you got away from one area because it was just there was too much arguing, or people weren't getting along. Either way, it's headed towards the right outcome. The High Priestess is your heart of the matter, and that is in the reverse. So that's very telling. That really lets you know that there is just something that is regarding your own intuition that needs to have, will the heart be open to it? It's like the message, let your heart be open to intuition and to using intuition, because it has to be, willing to feel and think in a different way. All right, so the High Priestess in the reverse, definitely having to do with how you're feeling. I would say you're probably feeling pretty good because you have the Four of Wands. So there is a celebration between you and somebody else. Yeah, it might be somebody from the past. Something that just wasn't quite over with this. Okay, so vice versa tarot. It's an issue with the Ace of Wands that's a fairly, that's the other side. So yes, this is an urgent issue. And it is about how you see things through your feelings, opening up that heart space. The Queen of Pentacles is your challenge. I would think that would have to do with well, it can have to do with the matriarch of the family, since you do have the Four of Wands, which is like a, celebration. Everybody, it could be a marriage. And so this could be that type of, like, that matriarch, mother-in-law type energy. It could be that. Or the Queen of Pentacles can be about how you're managing things at home, doing things from home, like a home business. So there is celebration there. The Queen of Pentacles has fertility up there too. So there's a celebration. Maybe there was a joining together, or I always look at this as like a participation in something, and you're either on one team or you're on another team. Basically, I see this card as like, well, this is your team that you're with. Okay, so that's how I see that. The Nine of Swords energy is crowning you. So Cancer, this energy is like, oh goodness, just thinking, sitting and thinking in bed, sitting up, maybe staying up, maybe insomnia, worry. Possibly you could have had a headache and just were in bed with a headache. It feels like there's somebody that means a lot to you that didn't agree with something, with the Lovers in reverse. And that might be what causes this anxiety, or like, kind of like when you're fiddling with your fingers because there's like nothing else to do in the moment, or you're fidgeting and doing something like that. That's that energy that's coming off of that. Really kind of jittery, always have to be moving energy. So we'll get some clarification so I can find out how to calm that down. The King of Swords is in reverse for how you feel. And it's kind of, I think this energy can be a little bit of a self-defeating energy. So it is probably an influence of the Nine of Swords. But I'm telling you, you have to get past this energy. If you don't get past this energy, it's like you'll always get everything that you want and wish for. But the whole situation at the root of it, the problem that's widespread, is the issue that never gets really solved. And with your outcome being Death card in reverse with the Five of Cups, if you don't let go of these worries and the pre-dooming kind of like attitude for things, then nothing really ends up changing. So the biggest transformation is you and positive thinking and getting away from negative thinking. Now, I guess I could read this in a different way. But I'm a believer of like the quantumness of all these readings. That's the future, that's the outcome. Well, you can change it before then, especially using the energies that you already know about. So careful what you wish for. But let's see, how do we deal with this Nine of Swords energy for Cancer? With the Nine of Wands. Nice, 999. So you have the Nine of Wands, which is like this soldier is just not, he's not really giving up. If you can see that. Not giving up, not really defeated, but tired, probably exhausted, maybe wounded, but it's like, but you're not stopping. So the Nine of Swords, feeling like that, should just remind you that at least you're in the present place to feel that way, and it's because you haven't given up, right? In a way. So tell me about, so that's it's just shifting your focus to look at what good things you can say about the situation right now. Tell me about the Nine of Cups in the reverse. The Four of Swords. It's kind of like in the reverse. It's almost in a challenging position. So how would I read this? I would read this as definitely rest might be needed, but there's also a time that's a call to action. And I think it's, I almost feel like it's in limbo, trying to decide when that time is. I feel like that's the biggest message out of that. And I don't even know what it pertains, I don't know what it pertains to, but that's the message I'm getting. So how do we help trust our own intuition a little bit more? Or how can you help yourself trust yourself a little bit more? Well, I think it's this one. I think it is that one. It's because the Four of Wands is in the reverse on this one, and it would be mirroring something. And I think that at the heart of the matter, knowing that you have to make big moves in order to get to where you're wanting to go, if you want to solve this Ten of Pentacles issue in the reverse, which is just what you're thinking about. So we need to bring about the things that you really, really want. So there might be a timeout after having some kind of celebration. There may be some time for a break. I don't know if one's going to be allowed, though, is what it feels like. I feel like a break is needed, but I'm not sure if you're going to actually even do that. As I say that. What's the King of Swords? Okay, the Knight of Pentacles, and it's the good one. It's the good side. I mean, there's nothing really different. It's the front and side of the card. It just means slowly but surely. Dependable, all about the pentacle. Sometimes just so practical that it's like, oh boy, here, this is taking a while. But it's good. But it's a good energy, and it's how you can look at a situation and be kinder to yourself too. Especially with the self-talk, like being kind to yourself, reminding you how loyal you've been or how trustworthy you've been, or doing, just pulling through for someone, and it's yourself is who you've got to pull through for. Tell me about the Ten of Pentacles, because then how could you pull through for anybody else? Five of Pentacles. God, that came out for Leos too. This is what you're thinking about, though, and that is a self-defeating personality thing. Like when you're saying all the things that possibly would go wrong or could go wrong, even if it's just to laugh at it, it is still putting it out there in the ethers. It's already formed, obviously, as an idea. So want to keep our thoughts on how to overcome, like all the good things of overcoming and getting through hard times. And remember that the Five of Pentacles and this Ten of Pentacles is in the hope and fear. It is just in the spot that really is only the energy that you're bringing to the table. So major change and transformation. The Five of Cups is still looking at a situation for what had happened in the not so good light, in the negative light of things. So this is what we've got. That's good. The Eight of Wands ends up being up there to clarify all of this. So this transformation is glorious, and it's nice to witness. It moves you forward so that you can transition here. Oh, wow. With the Ace of Swords, you have the freedom, you have the reef, you have the victory, you have the know-how, you have the knowledge. And you have the good news, and you have the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom too. Yeah, this is extremely good reading. Let me see if there's anything else I want to clarify here. Let's see. What about this decision with the Lovers? What about this decision? It feels like it's in the environment right now, but I'm not so sure if it's your decision it's talking about. It might be somebody else's decision. So okay. So I have the King of Swords again, but this time upright. So it's doing things by the book. And again, they're saying something about seeing your choices clearly. Seeing your choices clearly and being very definite on like what exactly you're wanting is. Yeah, because we have the Emperor energy here and it's in the reverse. So there's something that's going to be kind of rebuilt by you, and it's going to have a different strategy to it, where you're going to have a different strategy going forward in something that you're doing. Major change, major transformation. Gosh, I've gone on and on with this reading. Sorry, I just felt like I could keep going. King of Pentacles. Hierophant. And the 10 of Wands, but he's almost home. The Hierophant as some kind of tradition. King of Pentacles doing it a little bit differently, and guess what? It gets you home and it relieves you of your burden. It's exactly what you're wanting. All right, so the angel number message, let's pull one of those for you. Oh, shoot. Number 8. What a good message. I am successful. Your talent for setting and reaching goals is like no other. You are a self-sufficient person capable of achieving your ambitions. 8 representing the ebb and flow, the infinite loop of creation. I am successful. Number 8. And that's what I got for you, Cancer. Sending you love and light. Hope you enjoyed your bonus reading. Bye-bye.